Yeah, listen, I agree completely. I think Mega Gears is definitely underrated and could have been a lot better, especially considering it's one of the few units that has a passive buff on spawn, which we don't really have.
Yeah, could have been faster. It's really slow. You'd think it would be a quicker flyer, but she's not. But I can't exactly parody the movie because of it. What are you gonna do?
So then,
yeah.
What would you say a unit that needs a buff? Would you give that buff then to Mega Gears?
Maybe. I think the most desperately needing unit that need buffs right now, I'm going to give a tie to probably give it to Space Godzilla, and then give an honorable mention to Biollante, because they just totally got. The only reason I'm going to have an honorable mention for Biollante is I feel like her special as a leader is viable as long as you don't get hit. So that acid slap, the buff that it gives for the duration, and it only costs 1 energy. That's fantastic. Just make sure you have some defense. And I've faced several people using it, and I'll just stall their G89 on one side, and I'll just let King Caesar go to town on the other, and they just dead in the water, and they just take a shot for dead. I've lost a couple times to them, just like not paying attention. Somebody's got a level 30 Biollante out there or something. That would probably be really scary. I don't know what the hit points look like at level 30 on like Space Godzilla or Biollante. I don't know if anybody's got that on.
We don't have that on the sheet yet.
Yeah, I don't know if they would be up to where at level 30. Probably not right now the way they currently are, but they just didn't get the buff that the other 4 stars did. Space Godzilla, I think, it's a cool flavor. It's got an ability that's totally different than any other piece. To me, the crystals, their distraction, I think they ought to level up in hit points with him instead of just be a static 25. So anything can do 25 damage in the game. King Ghidorah would just kill him and his crystals probably at the same time right now. And his damage is not good. Like, even though I guess they're counting on him buffing himself, but if they're counting on that, the crystals are too fragile because they're a primary. They're counted as almost like a leader, like your unit will target the crystal before Space Godzilla.
Like a building or something. Right.
So it's like okay, well, I've got he could be great if you could protect him, but then again, now you've got another 6-drop unit that you've got to protect before he does anything, and he's not really going to do any damage himself because he's got I called him in chat in Discord a glass cannon. I said, no, he's just glass. He doesn't even have a cannon.
He's just glass.
Yeah, he doesn't. He has nothing. As a leader, yeah, if you could get a couple units down by their leader and hit his special because the 2 crystals spawn by the leader, fine. I'd rather run G89 if I'm looking for this buff thing, because why would you give up 8,000 hit points to run Space Godzilla? Right now, it's just not worth it. Things hit too hard. That's the problem. It's, at a higher level now. If you're down lower in the ranks, if you got to feel, not all about the top tier of the game. They got to look at everything. So, if you're at a level where most of your units are 5 and 6, and you get a Space Godzilla, run it.
Oh, we actually have a message from the chat that you probably be interested in this due to this conversation we're having, which says, Cryo Dancer's tier list, he shows that a level 15 Space Godzilla has lower stats than a level 6 Biollante.
Yeah, it's like Space Godzilla just got forgotten about. Like he's still in that black hole somewhere. So, I got in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, are they saving that to put out with something else and have him be the king of the meta, or did they just miss the mark?
Oh, I think they missed big time.
Biollante is just, I don't know, other than the acid slap, it's just bad. Bad. There's, if for 3, okay, fine. If I was looking for a 3-drop right now, I'm probably running Mothra. If I don't have a high-level Mothra, I'm probably still going to run Hedorah.
Yeah.
If you're looking for AoE, which is all Biollante is really good for, but now that there are no kill swarms, I don't know what Biollante is going to do against SP Godzilla. She's going to melt before she gets there.
And this is as Biollante as a unit, right?
Right, as a unit. Yeah. And as a leader, her only viability is to buff all your other units. She can't really defend herself. So that's not good because you're going to get hit. It's not like if you're facing somebody around your same level,
she's like a big push character, not like a defensive leader.
Right. Now, if you don't win in the first push, it's kind of like the old Mothra used to be. Well,
yep.
they stalled my G89, now I'm going to die. But worse, because she can't heal anything. So all you really have to do is stall. You put Jet Jaguar out and old 2-drop thing or Manila or something, because inevitably they're probably rushing Gigan, which is, as a unit, is bad. Great. Best leader, in my opinion. But as a unit, it's bad.
Yeah.
You got a buff. It's really fast. It looks cool, and then it gets there, and then it just dies. So, I get it. I've seen the videos. Oh, yeah, look how fast Gigan is in water with Biollante. And then,
listen, he makes it go fast. I never said it was good. It's like, look, you go pretty fast.
Oh yeah,
you make it.
Go fast.
You go fast.
It goes fast.
It's pretty good strat if you catch him off guard. It's maybe not like, I wouldn't say it's like a meta strat, but it definitely is a strat.
I mean, it's cool, and it's cool to look at, and I get it. And maybe it's different at different tiers. I don't know. I've never really had a guy come to me and been worried about it. Generally it's like a 1-2 shot from a leader and it's dead. And you're like, It's kind of like Mogira now. The only thing I really see Mogira being used for a lot is to take out like energy generators.
Someone earlier on stream, I was doing like a ranked battle, and they didn't send out Mogira the entire time until I was like a sliver of health down, and then they popped him just to take like that last inch of my life. Filthy. I was like so upset.
You saved it the whole time. So what you're telling me is they beat you and they were running one less card, basically.
Yeah, and they're like, Mogira. Just get him right there in the face.
It's still viable for certain things. It's utility. Again, it's another 6-drop. So, we're kind of flooded with 6 energy cost things.
Yeah.
I don't know what the new unit may be. I got a feeling if we ever see one up, I got a feeling Ghidorah may need to get bumped up to maybe a 7 to be right there with G89. I think that.
I think he should be a 7 as well.
Fair. There's counters to Ghidorah. I mean, the freezing Sunday is kind of annoying. As long as you got to wait to kill it, and you're not just going to sit there and let it thaw out and then come kill you. Mechagodzilla works great. Again, it's just like another Ghidorah is probably the best counter to a Ghidorah unless you've got a Ultima already evolved.
I agree.
So I think the meta is in a pretty good place with a lot of things have checks and balances. Is what you want. I mean, you don't want anything to just clearly dominate.
Yeah, I think the meta is kind of unbalanced right now, only if you have like crazy high 4-stars or specifically Ghidorah or Godzilla, singular point. However, I think most other units are pretty fairly balanced, so you can really make a deck of like what have you. But
yeah, and I think singular point has a lot more counters than Ghidorah just because he's on the ground. He fires slow. I mean, King Caesar can do a pretty good number on him pretty quick. He may not kill him, but he'll take him down pretty low. Same with a G89. Swarms just absolutely destroy Ultima. But I just don't feel like there's enough value in a swarm to take up a 5 spot.
Yeah.
If you're deploying your D larva against the opposing Ghidorah, you're probably gonna cry.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get nuked.
I used to. Everybody ran D larva before, it killed everything, but now it's just not worth. It's not worth the value.
My investment.
My deck is basically like run the good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have Mothra. Mothra's great. I have a level 7 Mothra, but I just found that it was just, I would rather save the 1 energy and put a King Caesar out. Even if I don't have a target, with the energy generator out that's left alone, it's a pretty quick cycle to get 4 back. And it's a card if they don't deal with King Caesar, it's going to hit them for 2 or 3K.
Yeah, does a huge damage.
High level leader, I mean, you're still talking a third of their health.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like my Caesar at level 18, I think it is. He hits for like 1,500 damage with his rush. It's crazy.
Yeah, and chances are he's going to get at least 1 attack in, more than likely, on the first thing he hits anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to add that to it. So then with mine at 22, I think it's like 2,300, 2,400, some stupid number like that. I could pull it up and look, but it's not a underused card by any means, but I see a lot of people that just don't run it or use it. It's definitely a card you just don't just throw it out there. You got to kind of think about where he's going and where you're putting him. I've messed up and had him stuck behind something just in permanent charge, just standing still. So you're like, hey, Mecha Godzilla, let him by.
Like, he'll pass him, like get in the next lane.
Yeah, or he'll run by something. I'm like, why didn't you go hit that? He just keeps going. And like right the square beside it. There's some quirky stuff, man. It's just kind of, it is what it is. You can't control it. Kind of like how Rodan will just kind of reverse and just go away after something. Yeah. Like, but the leader's almost dead. Go. But
yep, Rodan's doing his own thing.
That's just Rodan, yeah. That's just, I guess that's what you get with a bird. So then Rodan's still a good card. Like I think we discussed that earlier.
Yeah, Rodan's a great card.
Does
still
a lot of damage. There's just not enough. If they would give us like 2 extra spots in a deck, there would be a lot of stuff I would run.
Yeah, I would put probably King. My deck doesn't have Caesar in it right now. I would 100% have Caesar in my deck, and I probably would also have Rodan.
Yeah. So just I pulled it up. So at 22, King Caesar does 1680 on charge and 560 with an attack. So what's that? 20 or at 2200 chances are, if not more. That's quite a bit of help.
Yeah. So then
my level 26 Mecha Godzilla has just shy of 2600. So you're talking about King Caesar almost killing, if not killing your Mecha Godzilla because he shoots really slow. So King Caesar will probably get 2 attacks, if not 3 on him. So he's probably going to drop just about any Mecha Godzilla out there if you get him leveled up. Or, of course, the ultimate counter to him is Manila or Jet Jaguar or Reform. So you don't want to play it into a Jet Jaguar. It happens, or somebody may counter it. You don't want to play him on that side of the field if you can help it. But it does happen.
So then I want to ask you, with all the you're throwing out all this health and all these numbers and stuff like that. Do you think that like Rodan or King Caesar could be good for this new wave mode that we're getting? And like, what are your hopes for the new mode? Because we right now have no real expectations for it.
Nothing. Yeah, they've been really kind of, and I don't know if I assume at this point they probably have an idea what it's going to be. I guess we know Mothra and Wave. I don't know if you could say, oh my God, are they going to just shove a bunch of Mothras down at us, or is it going to be where you're fighting? I mean, it's got to be something fairly similar, I think. I don't think they're going to totally give us something. They can't really just change the game, so it's going to look pretty much the same as what we're playing now. I think maybe it's a Mothra leader and she's throwing out.
Yeah, so
on 3 things at one time and
so
deal with them.
What we know about it is that we're gonna be using Mothra as a leader,
right? And
we have access to our entire roster, and you survive waves. That's like all we know.
You get to change your deck between waves. I mean, I don't think you'll be able to cycle through all your cards your in game. That'd be a little maybe cumbersome.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see how that works. I know they said there's going to be units that you could, I think they said something about renting units.
Yeah.
That's if you don't have everything. Are they going to have new units? Yeah, I've kind of thought they've kind of lacked on. I mean, obviously the only new units we've really seen are the 4 stars. So we're going to see some different.
Yeah, who knows? We really don't know. And we even have a question in chat right now. What do you think the prizes are going to be? Now that we're on the topic anyway.
I think they're going to be, you'd hope with a Mothra leader, ultimately, when you get to the end of whatever this is going to be, maybe you'll get a Mothra piece. That would be ideal, I think, if you're going to kind of showcase that. Realistically, obviously we've seen that new currency piece, whatever they're going to call that. But
yeah,
I think they're going to push these cosmetics. I mean, they're pushing the stickers. They're going to push these new cosmetics where you can get some posters.
Yeah, I think for sure there's a poster in our future. For sure.
Yeah, backgrounds, posters, stuff of that nature. We'll see. I hope that they give another avenue to get some pieces. I think, everybody's had, I know I had 2 days in a row, I had a level 9 spot in my shop with a King Ghidorah in it. I'm just like, okay.
I had that too today. I had it as well. King Ghidorah in there, and I was like,
kind of frustrating.
Pain.
Yeah. And and honestly, with my Ghidorah and my Singular Point Godzilla, I got them back when they were, you saw it, you got a 4-star map. You're like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, whatever. I'd rather give me a gold map any day because the 4 stars were so bad. You've got like a level 6 or 7 singular point Godzilla, and you're just like, guys, okay, cool, yes, I got a 4-star at level 6, and when he dies to
everything,
you know, like something stupid, yeah, he just dies to everything. But now, you know, kind of looking back, you're like, okay, well, I was just getting lucky.
Really lucked out.
I did. I was pulling them like crazy. I mean, I was pulling Ghidorah and a reasonably, you know, amount. Now I just had a, you know, doing the quest and doing the just literally pulling them out of like 9-hour maps and just getting lucky.
Just getting lucky.
Sometimes with RNG you have to get lucky. I mean, that's just it. No, I hope they make it challenging. I don't know if they're going to have it scale somehow to the level that you're at.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't want having a lot of high level pieces. I don't know if are the pieces going to be everything you have, but they nerf the levels down to where everything's like level 5, or are they going to have it where you get the exact piece you have? So, you know, now I've got, you know, somebody like me that's got a lot of high level pieces. Are we just going to burn through it and it's going to be like, oh, that was not as exciting as I wanted it to be? You know, I don't know where they are trying to target it, but you can't make it to where like you have to have a level, you know, 30 Godzilla to complete this, because that would just be unreasonably hard, I think, and not where it needs to go. So we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. Is it going to be where you can do it once a day? Is it like there's you know, 20 levels?
Something you could like grind or once a day, like.
Yeah. I mean, is it? I don't know if I want it to be something you can just continually do all day. I still think that the PvP aspect is going to be the main focus of the game.
Oh, 100%.
This gives you. So I think they want to get. I mean, ultimately they need to want people to log in more consistently, which I think is why the mastery pass got nerfed down to 2 days. I think it used to be 4 first one.
Yeah, it was like 4, and then they moved it to 2. But then I think in between season 1 and 2 there was a bug where you could it was uncapped temporarily. I went up like 30 levels in a day. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all an effort to get you to log in more days. You know, players that log in more days spend money. I mean, that's just the way that's just the way it works. You know, there's going to be players that are going to spend no matter what. There's going to be players that won't spend no matter what. But you got to play to that, you know, whales are going to be whales, and people that are not going to pay are not going to pay. And that's just the way it is. Nothing wrong with either one. I guess each your own. If you want to drop, you know, sell your house, mortgage your house, sell a car, get a level 30 Ghidorah, you go for it. You know, if you just had the money to spend, I guess it's whatever. Not knocking those people. But this season, more than the last 2, this is, I mean, it's more about time played. As long as you can win, 30-40% of your games, you're going to go up.
Yeah,
you're going to go up faster if you can win 70-80%. You know, I'll probably go on. Listen to him with Kane Lock the other night. He's saying, you know, I'll go on, you know, 8, 10, 12 win streaks and I'll lose a game, and that's kind of the same. I'll go on 8, 9, 10 win streaks for the most part. I'll hit a bigger one every now and then, depending on the time I'm able to get on. But yeah, that's just it. It's just a grind, and the players that are higher up, I mean, not necessarily have better decks than anybody sitting down in, you know, 2,000th place if you don't play a lot. I don't know. So the ranking system where the 2 seasons before kind of really showcased, I think, who had better, well, higher tier. I'm not saying who was better, who had higher level pieces. So this year just is that's still a factor, but it's definitely time played.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.